Hello, and welcome. I'm Zach.
I'm Melissa.
And this is Tim.
I'm Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hi, Tim.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm actually doing much better. Just got over a little bit of a sickness thing, and Black Friday's done. Hallelujah.
Yay.
That was pretty horrible. I had 20 hours from Thursday to Friday. It was fun.
You beat me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Anyways.
yeah, that's how I'm doing.
As some of you know, Tim, ex-host of the podcast, you have graciously given it to us.
Yep.
And we thank you for that.
I thank you for taking it.
Well, at least it can continue now, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so, besides podcast stuff, what do you do for the Kitsune?
I'm actually the equipment chair for Kitsune. So I'm in charge of running sound. I don't run the dance at all. That's Eric. He takes care of that, but I help him set up sound and lighting for that. And I work very closely with the Herald, who I consider a good friend of mine, and most recently Sarah as well.
Cool.
The Herald being Paul. Nice
Yes.
guy. Very
Yes.
nice guy.
Paul.
Cool. Well, what do you do outside of con?
Outside of the con, I play D&D. I kill birds with pigs. Oh wait, no, that's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Angry Birds.
Yeah. Anyways, I work at Sears, sell mattresses there actually, which is that's why I can't do things in winter.
Yeah, understandable there.
There you go.
Retail sucks your soul up, or at least your time.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'm
So,
lucky. I'm a redhead, no soul to lose. And technically, by contractual obligation, there's an anime artist in Japan that owns it. My bad.
Oh.
Solomon nil objects, so.
Well,
Ginger power.
ginger power.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Ginger power, that's a thing now, right? We can use that for the superheroes,
Oh, yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah. That's the next big thing for Marvel.
totally.
Ginger power! All right!
Oh, yeah, they'll definitely eat that up, especially Disney.
Oh, yeah, what? Yeah, Disney.
Yes, Disney.
Disney.
I'm
So,
excited about Star Wars, I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Just to throw that in there,
okay.
I personally, I geeked hardcore. Because
Okay.
Lucas wasn't going anywhere good with that show. Love
How-
you, Lucas.
How exactly did you join KitsuneCon?
I joined KitsuneCon, actually I joined through way of Boffer Room, which I did almost nothing in, and then shortly before I was brought in to do the equipment, my friend Mike, who was taking care of that up until then, was like, well, the Herald really wants someone to help him here with this. Would you be willing to take that position? And I said, yes, absolutely. Sound, tech stuff, why not, right?
Oh, there you go.
So I kind of jumped into that, and I've been going with it ever since. It's been a good time.
Cool. Anything else before that? Anything?
Not really. I went to cons before that.
Cool. Well, speaking of, what do you like about cons? As a con goer before all the behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, yeah. Before cons, I really enjoyed going to the different panels. Like, I remember one panel where they had Zed, the voice actor of Zed from the Power Rangers, and he was really cool to listen to. That was No Brand Con that was at. Actually, No Brand Con was my second convention ever, GeekCon being their first year. But yeah, like the dances, the cosplays. My favorite thing may be like the tabletop room, actually. I really do like the tabletop rooms at cons, mostly because you can go and you can join a group of players that you've never really met or known before, and just, bam, you're in the game. As soon as you're in a character, you're there, and it doesn't matter that you don't actually know this person. They now know your character just as well as you know theirs, and there's a friendship immediate. It's like you've known this person for at least 5 years. It's a good time.
Cool.
So, I totally agree with you there. So, as a staffer,
Mm-hmm.
because I know you help staff with a lot of other cons, GeekCon, I know you work with them. What do you like most about
You know, my
cons?
my favorite thing as a staffer is getting to know people behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, voice actors is kind of what I like to use as an example because basically I'm controlling their mic for this thing.
Sounds like fun.
Absolutely. As people who are heard almost solely through way of microphone, they begin to respect people with the power over their mic. And so there's an instant working relationship there that because that is already there and established,
Right.
it makes it very easy to get to know them beyond that point. And so that's nice. Some of the coolest people I've met have been staffers at other conventions. Like, great people.
Cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Now, you are big into tabletop gaming. I am very big into tabletop gaming. Melissa, on the other hand.
I have dabbled slightly, but not much, actually.
No?
So, you personally, what would you recommend someone who has never touched D&D, even board games really heavily? Where would they start with that type of thing?
Anime. They would definitely start with anime.
Well,
Okay,
what
so
if they
she's
wanted
checked
to-
that off the list.
Yes, I'm a huge anime fan
Next
already.
step,
But
we're-
what if I wanted to start doing, like, go into, what would I go to play?
Honestly, I'd suggest starting out with Pathfinder. It's a newish system. Not really. They've got a lot of books, a lot of content out. But basically what they did is they took 3.5 and fixed it. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that Pathfinder is a perfect system. There's no perfect system. That's the whole idea behind it. Is this system is valuable, but of course so is real life. Anyways, that aside, Pathfinder is a wonderful system getting started out with. The biggest thing, though, is not what system you start in, because that doesn't matter so much as the people that you start with. You've got to be gaming with people that you want to game with, because most of what a D&D session is shooting the breeze. You know, it's really a social activity. Geeks are more social than most other people. That's most of what we do. We sit around a table and we talk. Sorry.
Cool.
Pathfinder made by the people who were going to make 4.0.
Yes.
And then
Became Paizo.
yes.
Yeah.
Ha.
Very good system. I would also recommend that.
Actually, Paizo has recently started up a book line.
Right.
Yeah, one of the guests that I met at GeekCon is writing for that, and they're actually a very good book line. They're just kind of starting to get into it, so.
Cool.
So, with that, what do you think we're doing so far with the podcast? You liking
Oh,
it?
yeah, only one thing's out so far, but so far I like it. And
Cool.
You
One thing
guys
is good.
have a definite direction you're going to,
Awesome.
that's a good thing.
Tim's stamp of approval.
Yes.
So on that, I'm Zach.
I'm Melissa.
You guys stay safe.
Sorry.
Right, so
We were right about there.
You know, a different anime, and they're like, green. Oh, they have Piccolo saying it.
obviously we'll talk about.
Why does that not surprise me?
I know, Thundercats.
Obviously, you guys stay safe.
Ice cream!
And you take
We also
Talk
had
about
outtakes
not being the
too, where
intro. I'm
yeah,
Zach.
it was
I'm
yeah.
Melissa. This is Tim.
There's one where Lionel
Former.
goes,
I said you record, you do realize that.
Wait, what?
Are you going to have a baby?
Bad Pinky in the Brain episode.
Oh, yes.
In the brain.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
genius.
The other is dark.
So, what is your problem with coughing?
I have a little tickle. Give me one moment here.
Right, let's blooper this bit here.
Mountain Dew, drink it every day. Code Red is good for your health.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me, it's true.
Yeah.
We have coffee, we have sugar, we have Code Red. Yay!